Good evening and welcome to City Wrap Ramadan. On today's show, we're excited to learn all about Dubai's very first orphanage. We will be taking a trip around the world to check out some of the most treasured Ramadan traditions. And as always, we will be creating a fabulous iftar. And in the spirit of generosity, every night we love giving you the chance to win prizes worth thousands of dirhams. And so tonight, this is what you can win for our competition. Blend Oud and Amarina perfume from Paris Gallery. A bag filled with own products worth 1,000 dirhams. 500 dirhams to spend shopping for your kids at Katakit. Meal vouchers for Wafi restaurants. Iftar vouchers for the Address hotels and resorts. A bag filled with products from Rimmel. And a voucher for the spa at the Palace downtown Dubai. Stay tuned to find out how you can take part in tonight's competition. It's time now to go on another cultural getaway with Ramadan around the world. In our second in the series, we're bringing you religious exchanges in France, an iftar for all in Libya, and getting up close and personal with dates in Kashmir. Let's go.
On the outskirts of Paris, 24-year-old Noor Drabi, a recent Muslim convert, is doing her part to bring the spirit of Ramadan to her neighborhood. Her NGO and fitness club, El Edin, provides women-only sports classes, which she hopes will encourage French Muslim women to socialize, especially during the holy month. Noor organizes iftars for women who are alone or have their family in other regions, so they can come and eat in a home-like environment. Noor hopes El Edin will bring Parisian women together as a form of religious and cultural exchange. France is home to around 5 million Muslims, forming the largest Islamic minority in Europe. The spirit of charity is taking over the Libyan city of Tripoli, with Libyans giving out charity meals to their fellow citizens. The meals are available to everyone, from those in need to workers who do not have time to get home before sunset to break their fast. And after a long day of fasting, people line up to receive food and drink prepared in tents as they wait for the Maghrib prayer. There are two parts to the free meal, before and after prayers. For iftar, a simple meal of water, yogurt, an apple, dates and milk is provided, and after the prayer, a more hearty meal is given of rice or couscous with juice and salad. Shopkeepers in the city of Srinagar in India's northern state of Jammu and Kashmir have been enjoying a sweet upturn on the number of date sales since the start of the holy month. Muslims across the world break their fast by eating dates for their iftar meal, following prophetic tradition. Many shopkeepers only sell dates during this 1 month every year, with an increasing international selection of dates imported from Arabia, Rajasthan and Iran. The consumption of dates in Kashmir is 90% more during Ramadan in comparison to the rest of the year.
Thanks to Priyanka for that report. We've just seen how Ramadan is celebrated around the world, and now it's time to see how it's celebrated right here in the Emirates. Check out our Ramadan calendar. It's time for a break. We'll be back before you know it to learn all about Dubai's first orphanage. And of course, all of you out there striving for iftar perfection, our Ramadan recipes is coming up. See you in a bit. Welcome back. You're watching City Wrap Ramadan. Ramadan has always been about gatherings with loved ones. But what about those children who have not been blessed with a family? Well, our next guest from the Awqaf and Minor Affairs Foundation is looking to give orphans a new place to belong. Dubai's very first orphanage is a 150 million dirham project and it's being called the Family Village. Here to tell us more about how you can be a part of giving these children a new home is His Excellency Tayyib Al Rayes, Secretary General of AMAF. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Lovely. So let's talk about the family initiative. Why do you think it's going to make a difference to the current situation and why is it needed?
Well, the need always comes from when you have a group of people or you have an idea or a cause that you need to attend to. In Dubai, we need to attend to that. For years, children in Dubai, abandoned children in Dubai, were taken to Latifa Hospital, which is now Al Wasl. It used to be Al Wasl Hospital, to be looked after. As we all know, these people have done a great job, but hospitals are not a place to raise children. Children need love, care. They need somewhere to be looked after, education, psychological, physical, and everything else that they need to grow up in a subtle and environment that has serenity around it. The idea was adopted by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid last year as one of the initiatives that was sent to his Twitter account. Why our idea got on top of it? Again, I go back to your question. We don't have an orphanage. We need to look after these children. These children come from different sectors of the society. They come with no care. So what happens if you don't put them in a right place with the care and love? They go off track. They could become a member of society that you don't want to be a part of it. Our responsibility and goal is to bring up these children to become a productive member of society, to keep them away from prostitution, from theft, from terrorism, and bring them back to the fabric and the essence of our society. And that's why if you look at the village location, it's located in the heart of one of the residential areas in Dubai. You mentioned 150 million dirhams.
Yes.
Why do we need 150 million dirhams for an orphanage? What we're trying to do is, as an Awqaf and Minor Affairs Foundation, is we're trying to bring back or take back the Awqaf to what it used to be hundreds of years ago, where we are not only concentrating on one aspect of the Awqaf, but all needs of the society. Society needs a lot of things. We need hospitals, we need clinics, schools, we need housing for unfortunate ones, we need mosques, but we need all of them, not one and not the rest. And the budget that's set aside for this orphanage, it's because this is one of the very, very few orphanages around the world that is based on an awqaf or endowment in English. So you have the village, and then you have an asset that has a return to support the village. So once this is set, it is set for life.
Yeah.
We don't have to go back to donors and ask them for donation every year. Now what happens if we have a recession? People will not pay, or they pay less. So what's going to happen to the set you have? People who have at the orphanage, they need their salaries, their wages, food, clothing, and all that. So what's going to happen if you don't have money? You end up getting these kids out of the orphanage, and that's not the idea.
That's not the
But
idea.
if you look at it through Sharia and Islam, when you have an endowment, you're set till end stay.
Now, I understand that you guys will be focusing on matching these children with permanent foster families as well. Tell us about that.
Okay. The reason for that is we don't want to keep taking children in the village. We want them to come in. We'll set them up with proper families. And the proper families, we will be working with other organizations within the City of Dubai and United Arab Emirates to make sure that we select the right foster families. And that's extremely important, because if you don't have the right family, from all its aspects, financial, psychological, education, all that has a part of the selection, which is going to be really, really scrutinized to make sure that we're putting our children into right homes.
Now, there's usually a certain cultural stigma sometimes with these abandoned or orphaned children. Why do you think that is?
Good question. In UAE, if you go back, His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed issued a decree. Any abandoned child in UAE will become a UAE citizen. So we have already eradicated that stigma by accepting them into our families, into our society, and become a part of us.
That's lovely. Now, you've partnered with the Landmark Group, right, to allow the shoppers to help contribute to the family village. Tell us about that initiative.
That's one of the initiatives that we have for this year. The reason we partnered up with Landmark. Landmark, we have done some work with them in the past for diabetic patients, and now they are supporting us to support the village. Why we're doing it? Again, we need to raise the fund, the 150 million dirham. We have reached halfway. We still need another half to complete. The village has already started, so and the completion will be at the end of we should be ready to move in by end of next year.
End of next year?
Yes, so 18 months.
Lovely.
And Landmark Group has a lot of outlets throughout the country, over 300 outlets, and gives us an opportunity to tell everyone who walk into their outlet stores to be a part of this by giving a small donation of 5 dirhams, or its multiple, to go toward the village. And these funds, by the way, it has a return, a goodwill return, because they consider it as an awqaf, as an endowment, not as a charity. Because charity you spend on a person for a time being, where a waqf or an endowment you spend on a cause for eternity.
Lovely. Well, very quickly, what's the message you would like to give to our viewers?
The message, we need everybody's support all the time, not only for this project, but we have several other projects that's going to be coming very soon. And again, it's all focused to support the society and our communities.
Well, thank you very much for being with us and
giving
us the chance to help with this wonderful initiative. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's time for our very popular competition. But first, a quick reminder of our amazing lineup of prizes, including Blend Oud and Amarina perfume from Paris Gallery, a bag filled with Oud products worth 1,000 dirhams, 500 dirhams to spend shopping for your kids at Katakit, meal vouchers for Wafi restaurants, iftar vouchers for the Address hotels and resorts, a bag filled with products from Rimmel, and a voucher for the spa at the Palace downtown Dubai. For your chance to take part in tonight's competition, check out facebook.com/CityWrap to answer the following question. During Ramadan, who is exempt from fasting? A, all teenagers, B, pregnant women, or C, anyone above the age of 57. We'll be announcing the winner of tonight's competition on our Facebook page tomorrow, so make sure you check back in with us to find out if you are a winner. We're off to another quick break, but when we return, Chef Alana from the Address Dubai Marina will be giving us a full-on cooking lesson. Don't miss out. Welcome back to City Wrap Ramadan. Chef Alana Doe from the Address Dubai Marina is here with her cooking utensils, ready to cook off our Ramadan recipe segment. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So what are you going to create today?
So today we're making a caramelized fig and almond tranche with a mascarpone cream.
Lovely.
Okay, so let's get started.
Yes.
To start with, we need puff pastry. Now, we make puff pastry at the Address Dubai Marina. However, a lot of people that cook at home would probably prefer to buy it. It's quite technical to make. There's a lot of lamination involved. So I suggest personally, from my point of view, to buy it from the shops. The product is good. It's ready-made. No problem.
Easy way out.
Easy way out. So what we're going to do to start with, we've cut the puff pastry into strips.
All right.
And we want one strip that's about 30 centimetres long by 5 centimetres wide. We then want 2 thin strips that are about 1 centimetre wide each.
Wow, that's a lot of measuring.
Pastry's a science.
It is.
So we're going to take some...
Is that egg?
That's egg wash. We're going to take some egg wash and we're going to brush the puff pastry with the egg wash. You don't want too much, you just want enough to stick.
Why do you need to brush it?
Well, brushing this part will stick the sides on. This is going to form a side. And then also, it gives it a shine and it gives that puff pastry a little bit extra crisp, which is what we want. So you can see how you formed a nice, perfect shape.
All right.
And then you also want to egg wash the top of it. Again, just to make sure that it's shiny. It gives the puff pastry that nice extra shine on top. It's crispy and it's extra flavour as well. Okay. Perfect. Once that's done, this is almond cream.
How did you make that?
Almond cream is butter, sugar, ground almonds, eggs and flour. So what you do is you slowly incorporate your butter and sugar, equal quantities, so 100 grams, 100 grams. You then add in 2 eggs and you whisk that until it's incorporated. Then you add your ground almonds and your flour.
Okay.
Very easy, but it's very nice. It's almost like a sponge, but it's made with almond, so it's got a little bit more texture. So for me, it's better. So if you're a homeowner or you're a person at home, you can take it and just spoon it down the middle. However, us professional chefs,
yes,
we prefer to use piping bags.
Okay, that's another tip.
So we pipe it straight down the middle.
Okay, just about that much, or are you going to go over it again?
Nope, that's enough. You don't want too much. If it spills over the edge of your puff pastry, it's going to make your end product look messy.
Okay.
So we don't want that.
Okay.
So, figs. We're going to take some figs. Now, figs are nice fruits. You generally find them dried because they're actually quite hard to transport. I mean, it's very, very rare that you get a nice fig that's actually like stiff and it's not been squashed. They're very soft.
Oh, okay, they are soft.
Yeah, they're very delicate fruit. So we're going to take it and cut it. Always cut the top off. You don't want this bit. It's not very nice to eat.
Yeah.
Once you cut it in half, you're just going to put it on the end.
How do you pick figs? You just have to make sure that they're soft.
Yeah, you don't want it too soft. If it's too squishy, you want to feel it. It's got to have a nice sort of firm. The firmer the better, really. But you don't want it too overripe.
Okay.
They're a good source of fibre and calcium, so they're good to use. If you've been fasting all day, it's something nice to eat. So we're just going to continue to cut.
Okay.
Until we've got the whole thing finished.
All right. So the preparation time for this dish, how long is it?
It's only 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. Doesn't take long. It's a very easy dessert that's very tasty to eat. It looks good.
Looks healthy.
It's very healthy. And you can make it in a bigger portion than this. You can make it bigger, wider, longer, thinner, however you prefer. For me, personally, I like it this shape because it's nice. And you can cut it into portions so that each person gets their own fig. And there's no fight in that way. So they like it.
It's the fighting.
So then to caramelise it, we're going to put some sugar on top. Just a little bit of sugar, not too much, not too little. This is probably the most unhealthy part of the dish.
Really?
But you need it. You want a little bit of sweetness.
Yes, of course. I mean, it's a dessert. It's a treat
dessert
after all.
Yeah. And then you want to just clean it up to make sure that it's perfect. And then you're good. We're going to put it in the oven. You want to bake this at about 180 to 200 degrees, depending on how strong your oven is. If you have a weak oven, 180. If it's powerful, 200 degrees.
Okay, and for how long?
25 minutes.
25
minutes.
Okay. We have about 4 minutes left.
No problem.
So I think we're doing good with time.
We're doing very good with time.
Nice and easy.
Okay.
Okay.
Now
so
here's what I've prepared.
Look like.
Yeah. When it comes out the oven, this is how it's going to look.
It looks colourful. I love the fig, the purplish.
Well, the sides of the puff pastry is risen up around the almond cream, which is in the bottom, which gives it that nice extra texture, and then the figs have sunk, so it's nice.
It smells very nice.
And we're going to slide it onto here. Be careful, it'll be hot. Okay. You don't want to
so you
burn
have
yourself.
to cut it while it's very hot, or do you have to wait or rest it for a while?
It's easier to cut it when it's warmer, because when puff pastry gets cold, it tends to shatter.
Yes.
And like into loads of little shards. So when it's a little bit softer, it's easier. Now in here we have something called apricot nappage.
Apricot what?
Nappage.
Nappage.
Nappage is a French term, and we use it to glaze fruits, to stop them from drying out and to give them a shine.
Okay.
So again, it's something we use in the industry. However, if you want to make this at home, all it is apricot jam and water.
Okay.
Put it in a saucepan, again, equal quantities, and bring it to the boil.
Just when it gets to the boil,
Just get to the boil, it'll end up looking like this.
Okay.
Nice and watery, and then you can just brush it on.
Okay.
And that gives your end product a nice, shiny, glowing look.
Is it not going to make the puff pastry like soggy?
It won't.
No.
No, because you don't want to put on too much. And also, we egg wash the puff pastry, remember? Which is giving it that resistant like waterproof layer.
Oh,
So then what you do
science.
is you want to cut the end off.
Okay.
So that it looks nice. And then you've got a choice. Now, if you're serving it for a family iftar and you want to just present it on a nice long plate like that, then you can. It looks pretty.
Beautiful,
Let me get this for you.
Don't want to cut it.
And then what we can do is we'll take a plate.
All right.
We can slide it onto a plate like that. Now, I like to serve my desserts not just on their own. You need something with it.
Yes.
So we've got a little bit of pistachio here,
Okay.
which we're going to put on there.
I know you pay a lot of attention to your plating.
Yeah, you have
Your
to.
desserts looks beautiful.
Whenever you spend a lot of time making something, you need to make sure that you finish it off nicely.
With love.
With love. I love what I do. So, and then we're going to take a nice little bit of mascarpone cream, which is going on top.
Any tips on the mascarpone cream?
Mascarpone cream is literally 50% mascarpone, 50% cream, and then 10%
Okay.
sugar. So, I mean,
50, 50 and 10.
mascarpone is nice because it's not too sweet. It's a nice cheese, but it gives it body. You're not just eating fluffy cream. So for us, it's good to work with, and it gives it a nice round finish. If you can't scoop like that, like how I did, you can always pipe it onto the plate.
Show us how you scooped again.
No problem.
Okay.
It's very easy. We'll put a little bit more pistachio on here. Pistachio we use to stop things sliding around.
Ah,
that's another chef's secret.
Yeah,
another chef's secret. So, nice hot spoon. That's your tip.
Okay.
Nice hot spoon. Then you want to take it, bring it round, use the edge of your container, pull it off, and then that's easy.
Nice.
And then again, we always garnish. You have to make sure you finish your dessert off properly.
Final touches.
Yeah.
Pretty.
And that is a caramelized fig and almond tranche with mascarpone cream.
Lovely. Thank you so much
You're more
for
than
sharing
welcome.
your secrets. Thanks. That's a wrap for tonight's show. Tomorrow we will be giving you an insight into the history of Arabic cuisine and how it's evolved through the centuries, as well as delving into more medical research essential for those fasting. And make sure you don't miss our last week of City Wrap Ramadan, because we have a massive giveaway up for grabs, including an overnight stay for 2 people at the Address Dubai Mall. Have a wonderful evening and a lovely iftar. See you tomorrow.